What? Is that dog barking at you? Is that dog barking at you? What? No, it's actually barking at me. Yeah. He's a strange man. Okay, you are looking at every orthopedic doctor's nightmare. You do a good job, you fix an old injury, you fix a new injury, and this dog's got pins in both legs. Oh. And then you don't hear from him. It is now mid-February. Tomorrow is February 14th, Valentine's Day. Thankfully, I have a Valentine. And well, I've not seen this guy since November. Anyway, it's not your fault though, Strike. Not your fault. No. It's just mean, evil peoples. Yeah. People screw up everything. Anyway, missed our rechecks, and it turns out that one of these legs has got so much pin rejection that the bone is starting to get a non-union. The other one has very little pin rejection, but somehow or other, the client let this dog jump off of something. They don't care if it's got free legs. They don't care. Matter of fact, they think she's sexier with free legs. I think she's sexier with free legs. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa. Hey, pretty girl. And you are cute. Yeah, you're very cute. All right, let's go look at your x-rays. Yeah, let me look at your x-rays. Hey, that's a sad face, yeah. Daddy, don't let me be in pain no more.
Here's an X-ray of the leg 2 weeks after, or 2 weeks post-op. What I want you to notice is you can actually see right there the periosteal reaction between these two bones is actually starting to bridge there. And on this one, look how smooth that is. That's coming together. That's actually starting to heal. Now, external fixators are set, or how to put this, the theory is if we put these pins in this leg above and below the fracture and we put it together on the outside, okay, with a pin or a bar that replaces this bone statistically. The bad news is whenever there's weight put on this leg, there's tiny micro movements that happen. I mean, really tiny micro movements. When those micro movements happen, then these pieces of bone don't move too well, and this is just a bar, okay? And if you've ever played with a piece of bar, regardless of what it does have some bending abilities to it. We try to choose the pins that don't bend and they don't break. Unfortunately, there's still that little bit of micro movement that happens. So in this case, over time, these guys move so much it made the bone move away from the pin, and then over time, this leg was able to move so much that it was actually going to form another joint here. And somewhere it decided the leg wanted to heal, which is why we got the calcification that I showed earlier. On this side here, same thing. You can actually see where it's starting to heal. That's just heartbreaking. This dog went through a lot of pain to get this far. And then somewhere on the line, client non-compliance, that's a term we use when you don't show up for your rechecks or you don't listen to what we tell you. And we make sure that everybody signs a sheet of paper telling them exactly what's expected of them after a surgery. Most of that is cage resting, keeping them off the floor and out of harm's way, and also at the same time to come in for weekly rechecks. There are things I can see. There are things I can see in a week's time that a client might not see. Okay, and it would have been nice to have noticed these areas having problems way back in December. Well, we could have fixed these a lot easier. Okay, I'm tired of whining. Let me get work on this dog. Okay, these are the VD rads of our dog we were just looking at. What you notice right here, you can see the round open into that bone, round open into that bone, quite separated. Over here, you can actually see some calcification going on, but there's still that little dark line of questionable area. Today's mission is to go ahead, since there's not a whole lot of bone here to work with, remove these, put this dog into a splint for a week or 2 weeks, and then at that point in time, we'll wait and see if this actually, because of any movement, heals a little bit better. But we'll take that one step at a time. We'll re-x-ray next week and then the week after, and possibly get this guy ready for some more surgery in this leg. This leg has a rather precarious history. It was actually broken once before and fixed by another veterinarian. When it was fixed by the veterinarian, this part of the bone here, instead of being at this angle, was stuck down at this angle, and down here, this angle, it was actually, how do I put this? You can't see on the pin. Anyway, it was bent at a 90-degree angle, and that's how it healed. At first I thought that it was because the first veterinarian had done something wrong, but I happen to know this person quite personally, and I can tell you that I don't think she did anything wrong. Seeing as how we've not seen this guy since November, or this cute little girl, chances are this is a client non-compliance case. So somehow or other, this dog just tends to move way too much, jumping off of furniture, family's not keeping it still. Something happens. But anyway, when these two bones were matched and sitting together when this dog left, and 2 weeks after that, or a week after that, we actually saw some callus on that bone. It was actually starting to heal. And according to the history, the client can narrow it down to the exact week that it rebroke, and this happened to it. Anyway, so there's that view. We'll go to the next view. All right. Just looking at this depresses the hell out of me. Looking over here, you can actually see where there is some bridging there, and there's actually a large hole in the bone where it just did not heal for some strange reason. There's a lot of pin rejection, and so this actually is not holding the leg together as well as it should. Every time the leg moves, there's a tiny bit of movement of these pins going in and out of the leg, and those have got screwed ends. Okay, those are actually screws that go into the bone. Down here on this one, you can actually see where the side of the bone is almost where it needs to be, but look at that area right there. There's no bone holding that together. That's a complete non-union. And according to the other x-ray, it's off to the side. Anyway, all right. We're going to go in, remove these, remove those, give the bones a chance to do some healing, and then we may have to go back in and resurgerize. Resurgerize later.